It just tells you that controversy doesn't sell games.
Yeah.
And
Get on.
Yeah.
Get on now, guys. Beat the crowds.
Yes.
Get on there.
An alleged first look at Suicide Squad killed the Justice League's Mrs. Freeze, accused of promoting transgenderism. So ladies and gentlemen, Miss Freeze. What the hell is that?
Did they just assume her gender?
They did. Isn't that embarrassing?
The Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
That's okay. So this is the character for Mrs. Freeze.
Mrs. Freeze. Yeah.
Okay.
She's married. She's married. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, she's taken.
Does that include the bulge in her front? in her front, like she does?
Questionable. It is very questionable. It's like, what is that?
If pronouns and virtue signaling were sales, Suicide Squad would be Grand Theft Auto.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, see, where's in the chat? Aaron says it right. That's Ms. Freeze. MZ.
Yes.
In the comics, Nora Freeze does become a villain at one point and has power similar to Victor. So I'm curious what this is supposed to be.
Blabs, can you pull up the picture of Ms. Freeze from the comics, please? Because I think it's important to see.
Yeah. Looks like Katie Lang fell into a vat of anything.
This is all the iterations of what Ms. Freeze actually looks like, guys.
So, they really nailed her. They really nailed it in the Suicide Squad game. But way to go.
We got this instead. Short hair in some type of Baphomet tank from Star Wars. I don't even know.
I mean, she does look like she's...
She's kind of got a little packing somewhere, huh? Can we zoom in on this? Let's see.
That's what I was saying, Blab. She has no chest and a bulge.
Get out of here, that part, please. I'm trying to look at this image.
She's analyzing every pixel.
Yeah, hang on. We got this. There we
go. I wonder why WB Games can't sell beans at a farting contest.
There it is. Yay. No boobs, really.
Yeah.
Mosquito bites.
It's like Abby from The Last of Us went outside in the tundra.
Yeah.
Is that Mrs. Freeze or is it Mr. Freeze? Do we know that it's
anti-freeze?
Right. Do we know for sure?
It's alleged so far. I don't think they're going to announce anything yet until they do the new update. But just for everyone to understand, this is what Mr. Freeze looks like. And I would argue that it looks more manly than Miss.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks more like Mr. Freeze. I don't know what they're doing. They're trying to do some androgynous freeze. Maybe it's going to be X-Freeze. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't put it past them based off of the history with that game for sure and who's involved with it. So that's par for the course, man. That's exactly what you'd expect. And we all know that the gaming audience really was looking forward to Miss Freeze being in Kill the Justice League, and it's really going to boost their sales. And their player base. I'm sure people are really excited about that.
I mean, definitely. I mean, look how many people are definitely playing this game. So many. 329 playing an hour ago.
It just tells you that controversy doesn't sell games.
Yeah.
And
get on now, guys. Beat the crowds.
Yes.
Get on there.
And I mean, if we look at Twitch, nowhere to be found.
Well, of course not.
Wow.
So
there's literally dozens of people, playing it right now. So, yikes! And that's actually increased. That player base has increased after some DLC was released.
Yes.
So people went back and they played it, and there's still next to nobody playing it right now.
So I do want to share some of the tweets that they were saying about this.
Okay.
So we have this: Learning the Law says Rocksteady, the developers, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, transform Mr. Freeze into a non-binary Karen, they, them. So again, it's unclear if it's Mr. or Miss because everyone's saying either or.
But isn't that the point? Like the point that you don't know.
Yep.
That's the big issue with this is like, well, I can very clearly tell that's a woman or that's a man, but not in this case. And I think that's the entire point. The androgyny that you're seeing in these characters, that's the entire point of this, which is it's just to confuse. And golly,
I like to say that Yellow Flash's video is linked to this, and this is
nice.
the thumbnail.
I just think it's sad. Like when the Arkham series was out, people were the narrative was about how fun the game was, how it made you feel like Batman, how you could do stealth, how you could solve puzzles, how you could take out bad guys in different ways. And with all these games, be it Suicide Squad, be it Assassin's Creed Shadows, they're not talking about the game. They're talking about the controversy. There's no narrative. It's like, how do you, as a video game player, shouldn't the first thing you want be the video game, be the fun factor?
Well, look, games take about 4 to 5 years to come out. And we know the ESG, DEI, bridge funding, all that stuff was really, really hopping about 4 to 5 years ago during COVID. So we're witnessing the products of all that DEI funding from the COVID era. Now, there's probably still some of these projects in the pipeline, but I really think that's what this is, an outgrowth of that. We're basically witnessing sort of the afterbirth of the COVID era.
Yeah.
Do you think that in like 4 or 5 years from now, we're going to see these like incredibly based games that are
Well, no, I 100% do, because I think that this was to devalue a lot of brands. We're seeing a lot of stuff getting dissolved. People are going to pick it up for pennies on the dollar, and we will see base games. But the thing is, even then, you're going to have to be careful about who you give your money to, because this cycle will repeat itself when the money starts to dry up.